Hello, I'm Maddie Druger. You may know me from shows such as In Focus, JTV, or maybe something that I'm going to do in the future. Who knows? Today, I will be discussing music through the ages. Now, this subject is a little difficult to cover because it is very opinion-based. There are so many different pieces of music, and scientists know that people have been singing and making music since we first evolved. They have found remnants of a 40,000-year-old flute or recorder time instrument. It was used by people in the Aurignacian culture in southwest Germany who made them out of mammoth and vulture bones. Earlier, archaeologists thought the Neanderthals made the first musical instrument, but there is no clear evidence of tool work, and some believe primitive hyenas punctured the bones with their teeth. Speaking of first, the oldest piece that has survived in its entirety is Seikilos Epitaph, composed by the Greeks in the 1st century. It was found on a marble column marking a woman's grave, and has been performed by many groups. That particular arrangement was done by the San Antonio Vocal Arts Ensemble. Because there was no such thing as Billboard in the 1000s, determining if people actually knew and listened to Seikilos Epitaph is an impossibility. But during the Enlightenment, composers such as Franz Joseph Haydn made music more accessible to the public. He became very famous and people from all over Europe came to see his concerts. Haydn became friends with Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart and tutored Ludwig van Beethoven. He is most famous for Symphony No. 94, or Surprise. Another famous composer from the Enlightenment is none other than Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Mozart is considered to be one of the greatest composers of all time and has composed over 600 works. He learned piano at the age of 3 and had his first piano performance at the age of 6. In 1769, Mozart and his father went to Italy. While they were in Rome, Mozart heard Gregorio Allegri's composition Miserere performed in the Sistine Chapel. Later, he wrote out the entire score from memory with only a few errors that he corrected later. Mozart married in 1781 and had 6 children, only 2 of which survived. He died at the age of 35 in 1791, but his legacy lives on. One of his most famous pieces is Serenade No. 13. Another thing important to the history of music is the history of music theory. Almost everybody has taken a music class at some point in their lives, so these 4 notes should look pretty familiar. But who exactly came up with these symbols and what do they mean? Who came up with written music notation? The answer lies in more than one person. Firstly, Pythagoras, the discoverer of the Pythagorean theorem that I know you all love, discovered the octave scale. An octave scale, simply put, is a scale spanning over 1 octave. For example, a 1-octave C major scale is C, D, E, C, G, A, B, C. In sight singing, solfege, or do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, is used. I'm sure you've all heard do, re, mi from The Sound of Music. The song that goes do, a deer, a female deer, re, a drop of golden sun. You get the point. Italian monk Guido de Arezzo created these syllables at around 1000 BCE. Originally, ut was do and there was no t. Now there are hand symbols associated with each solfege syllable. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. This is turning into a music lesson. Let's get back into the facts. Instruments as we know them actually haven't been around very long. The first modern piano was invented at around 1700 by Bartholomew Cristofori. Before that, People played on harpsichords, which had 2 rows of keys stacked on top of one another. When a key is pressed, a pin called a plectrum raises and plucks a string. The plectrum then pivots as to not hit the string again on the way down. A piano is similar, but uses a hammer and damper to make sound. When a key is pressed, the hammer strikes the string, which vibrates, making sound. Then a damper presses against the string, stopping the vibration and thus the sound. Pianos are one of the most versatile musical instruments. They can take the place of an entire orchestra or help a singer find the right pitch. If only I could play piano, or guitar, or ukulele, or any instrument really. Well, there's nothing else for me to say, so I guess this is goodbye for now. Adios!